What is going down? We are on an iPhone. I've driven all the way down to my workshop, brought my camera bag, all my batteries, everything, left my camera at home. So we're on the iPhone because I've only got a GoPro Hero 3. If you go watch one of my very first videos, the audio is not the best, nor is the quality, so iPhone life. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you'll see that I had a small fire. Flames from the catch can. My bonnet is, come on, thank you. Very crispy. Yeah, it's not amazing, but you know, it could have been worse. Luckily, 2 people in the Driftland pits heard my screams of fire and came to the rescue, buying a fire extinguisher for the next time. I've already kind of had a quick look at this, so I know where we stand, but I'll not ruin the surprise. Fire from the catch can melted some of the wiring, the throttle cable, sort of some other wiry bits, but actually not too much, so I'm quite impressed with that. There's no holes in the block, there's no kind of obvious reason as to why it went on fire. If you watch the video, you might be able to tell. I couldn't at the time, you know, like, my car's on fire. The post that I put up was that the catch can had went on fire. It's not, it's something else. We're about to find out. I got that on the ramp. Whew, that was not fun pushing it. But anyway, you've seen the burny bits. I've obviously pulled the HT leads out for a wee look. Pulled the plugs out. Number 1, number 4. So, number 1 looks alright. Number 2 looks alright. Number 3 looks alright. Number 4, very oily, which is suspect. So, compression test. Apologies for the rattly diesel. I need jump leads because the battery's dead. But cylinder 1. Let's see how she fares. Pretty happy with that. That's pretty decent. Cylinder 2. Let's go. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Cylinder 3, let's have you. Looking pretty even. Suspect cylinder 4. Dude, I don't know about you, but cylinder 4's probably got an issue. What the issue is, though, that's what we're going to find out. It's not going to take me long to take the head off this. That's what needs to happen. I'm going to try and take as little off as possible so that I can just get the head off in kind of one big go. So yeah, turbo, and probably leave the manifold on, probably leave the inlet manifold on. I'm going to dump the water out it and see if there's anything in that that gives a wee sign as to potentially the head gasket, but probably not the head gasket. Although I did forget my cameras, I did remember one thing. Driftbricker very kindly gave me all these tasty stickers a while back, and I've done absolutely nothing with them because I put them in that safe a place in my house that I couldn't find them. But I think I'm going to put one on the ramp pillar because it's my ramp now and we can make it look cool. It's a lot easier to get distracted than it is to fix your car. Sick ramp upgrades. Tasty red block at the back. Yeah. Don't crash. And then another brick one on my toolbox because we're getting there with the stickers on the toolbox, apart from the classic suede one that's pointless. Anyway, we've got a few left. I'll decide where I'm going to put them later. Let's get on with the task in hand. I've got no way to hold my GoPro iPhone, so turbo off first, down pipe out the way. Yeah, you know the drill. I'm going to dump the water out at first though, and just see if there's anything in there. Right, let's see if we can one-hand this and get it all down my sleeve. Pointless. Literally pointless having a bucket. We've got most of it though, and the water looks like water, which is nice. Big puddles. Big puddles. Awesome, water out. What a mess. Got the hoses off, got the downpipe off, got the rest of the exhaust off. Couple of nuts to go for the manifold. I'm hoping I can take the manifold off with the screamer and the whole lot in one go. Obviously, I'm going to take this off. 2 nuts. Let's see what happens. Off on a 1er. Love it. 1, 2, 3. Look good. Not so good. As for the manifold side, I mean the turbo, there's no oil in there, there's no oil in there, there's no oil in there, oil in there, oil in there, and there's not really any oil in there. Now obviously the heat probably would have cooked off any oil that was in there, but I thought I'd show you. There is no oil in the intercooler that I can see, not that there would be, there's none in the turbo, so it's hardly unlikely it's going to be. And I hadn't showed you the cap, but I mean that all looks kind of alright. So yeah, probably get the belt off next. Top hose, see the minimal amount of stuff I have to take off here, whip the cam cover off. We're getting there, we're getting there. Injectors 1, 2, 3 are all good. Number 4, oily. It's not filling me with hope. Same on that, oily. Whoops, I just poured fuel all over my battery. Oily, fine, fine, fine. We continue. We've got one left. Oh. Oh well, need a new rocker cover gasket. That's a shame. Well, the cam looks alright. No crazy wear or anything like that. Bye. Yeah, cool. Belt, head bolts, left, right, ready. If you're going to take the head off though, remember to take the cam pulley off. Take the belt off first, can't get the cam pulley off. Yeah, I was going to take the cam out, but I'll just put the nuts back on because, yeah, I don't need to. Cool, let's pull the head off. We'll start off with the cylinder head, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 looks very white hot, I would say. The rest of them look normal. Obviously the valves are a bit black because of the oil. The rest of them are, I would say, normal, but I'm no engine guy. The piston on the other hand, now if you guessed this at the start, fair enough. I never thought about this, but I was too busy in the moment. Yeah, so broken, very broken. So yeah, I think it's cracked the where the ring sits in, or don't know, something weird. Head gasket's like skewed off on one side as well though, which is a bit strange, but yeah, I mean, considering the rest of them look alright, that's a bit weird, but that's the definitive answer as to why this is dead. There's not really much else to say about that. I'll wind it, sit there. I'll wind the engine over a wee bit and you can get a look at the bore. The bore's, it's only really wrecked at the top. The rest of it's actually not too bad, which is quite impressive to be honest, considering the damage on the piston. I'm gonna get in there. So it's very chewed at the top, to be fair. It's very chewed the whole way. But it's not that bad. I'm not obviously going to use it, but it's not that bad. It would be nice to pop the piston out and have a look at it, but as you know yourself, taking the sump off these is a bit of a pain. I have to drop the subframe and I can't be bothered doing that tonight. It's getting late and I'm getting tired. So, will the head gasket come off it? It will, it will. Come on, pretty. Tell you what, I'm going to take a photo of that end one first before I pull this off. Back again, down with young Ryan. So with the boxes out, the box by box, and we're going to take the oil out just to see if there's any bits of stuff and things and things. Swarf. There's probably going to be lumps of stuff. Well, I hope there's lumps of stuff. You do the holding of the camera, Ryan, and I'll do the... There we go. Look at that. It's amazing when you have friends. So I do kind of hope there's some lumps and things and stuff falls out of here, but no. Well, that was uneventful. I mean, the oil doesn't look that. Oh.
There we go.
Smells like pure fuel. That'll just be a nice close-up of the oil and he's sniffing the camera.
Big sniffs.
Nice. Doesn't look that bad though.
I think it was just bubbles or something.
I think it's just bubbles. I mean, I would... If the piston's melted, then the likelihood is that there's not much in the way of swarf, but I do wouldn't mind taking the engine out and taking the piston out for a wee swatch. Thank you. Yeah, not that much stuff fell out. So, engine out, and then probably very, very quickly take the bottom end off for a quick look, just for the crack really. But I'm gonna get on with taking this engine out. We have the engine out. Woo! Engine out. Volvo's still on the ramp, obviously. The piston's out. We can get a wee look and see what happened. Just before we do that though, I think this is the bottom shell, or might be the top one, but not a lot of wear, to be honest. The top one or the bottom one of the two. Same again, same sort of wear. 178,000 miles, a lot of abuse. Quite impressed with that, to be honest. Really impressed. As for the piston though, it's yeah, very melted. Now I tried to figure out what had happened with this. Bye Ryan. Look, there's Ryan. Bye Ryan. I tried to figure out what had happened the other night or the other week when I came down. I've been busy, so I've not been down here in a wee while. A lot of my friends thought it was running lean. I checked a few things. The fuel pump had no power. I was like, potential. There's no power at the relay under the glove box, the famous relay that likes to stop working. There was no power to that relay, it wasn't switching. Checked the relay off the car and it was working. Bridged the relay out, power to the fuel pump. So I don't know if that's potentially related to stuff under the engine bay or if the feed to the relay has died. I mean, if the feed to the relay has died, then the fuel pump's died, then it's ran lean, but you wouldn't expect it to just kill cylinder 4. To be honest, I wouldn't expect it to kill any of them. I would expect it to run out of fuel pretty fast, considering I was on limiter before the engine died. Potentially just running a lot of boost, no wideband. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The only other little thing is when I took this rail off the spare engine, because my original one was leaking, this cylinder 4 feed was bent to like 30 degrees and I bent it back. Now you can see there that it's squashed. So I mean, there's potential that it's squashed inside and that's what's melted cylinder 4 because it's been running lean. We can certainly find out. Let's find out. Let's cut that in half and just have a wee look. No, it's not that. I mean, that's got plenty, even though it's slightly squashed, there is plenty space for fuel to get through there. It's huge, so not that. I don't know what it is. Probably mapping then. for the boost. That can be the only thing it has to be now, really. Moving on from that, I think what we're going to do is just send it. I did have the 16 valve head, but I don't want to, I kind of want to get this back together fairly quick, and the 16 valve head would involve a considerable amount of extra money and 2 cams rather than 1, a couple of extra pulleys, the timing belt stuff. It's just, plus an inlet and an exhaust manifold, which it's just more money, way more money than what I want to spend right now. So I think we're just going to go forged 8 valve. I do have some max speed and rods on the shelf, which I'll show you in another video. I'm sure you've seen them already. I do have some other stuff coming, which is quite interesting. But yeah, we're going to go forged rods, max speed ins. We're going to do, in my screen, forged pistons from Omega. We're going to do a T3 turbo cam, stiffer valve springs, a new billet fuel rail rather than the ones that keep leaking on me, bigger injectors, probably Bosch Motorsport EV14 modern spray pattern injectors, LS coils, still the same TTV clutch and flywheel, because I'd originally bought that knowing that it would handle more power anyway. A different turbo, which I'm not going to talk about right now. I do have a choice of 2, but I do need to run one first, so we'll add that into another video. I was kind of hoping to find something, or know or see, but nah. I mean, I never showed you inside the sump because there's really nothing to see. When the oil got dropped, there was maybe a lump fell out it, but there's not a lot in there. And looking at the piston, it's melted. There's no broken, shattered, horrendous bits in it. Gonna go oversized pistons just to get a really nice clean bore. But I'm not going to use this block because I do have another couple of spares, and I'm going to start afresh with something that's not seen any damage. Now I know that block would be fine to use, but I'll keep it for another day. You know, if I really get down to this block being my last block, then I'll use this one. It really makes no odds to me. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I've kind of had to come and go with this one a wee bit because I've been dead busy, so sorry if it's not my usual. But yeah, I mean, the next one will be more interesting, so let's get into it.